If there was ever a way to make fast break basketball drills even more competitive and enjoyable, this is it. In this video, I'll show you my 4 best 2v2 full court drills that bring game-like intensity, decision making and creativity to the next level. These small-sided games keep players engaged and force them to read the defense. As coaches, we have the opportunity to make adjustments on the fly. Let's get into it. Alright, the first drill is fantastic because it offers endless ways to tweak the constraints and create a variety of game-like situations. But first, let's go over the setup. We start with 2 offensive players with a basketball and 2 defenders, creating a 2-on-2 scenario. On each side of the floor, 2 additional players are waiting out of bounds at the free throw line extended. The drill begins with a standard 2-on-2. As soon as the defense gains possession or the offense scores, the 2 offensive players step off the court and 1 defender picks up the ball. The former defenders now transition to offense, attacking the other end. At the same time, the 2 sideline players step in and become the new defenders. This process repeats on the other end. Once the 2-on-2 concludes, the offensive players exit, defenders switch to offense, and 2 fresh defenders enter the court. The real value of this drill comes from its flexibility. You can adjust the positioning of the waiting defenders to shape the offensive and defensive dynamics. If you move both defenders to the same side, the offense is naturally forced to play more toward the opposite direction. Positioning them closer to the midline gives the defense an advantage, while pushing them back toward the baseline makes it easier for the offense to initiate their attack. You can also create a 2v1+1 scenario by placing 1 defender near midcourt and the other near the baseline. Another option is to introduce immediate defensive pressure by having a defender step in from the baseline as soon as possession changes, forcing the ball handler to react accordingly. And that's just the beginning. There are countless ways to modify this drill. The real challenge for you as a coach is figuring out which adjustments best target your players' needs. The second drill is the perfect complement to the first one. The setup is similar. We have 2 offensive players and 2 defenders in a 2-on-2 scenario. However, this time, 2 additional offensive players are waiting behind the baseline on each side of the floor. Once again, we play 2v2. To keep the drill fast-paced, I prefer limiting each possession to a single shot attempt. If the offense misses or turns the ball over, one of the waiting players behind the baseline immediately grabs the ball and initiates the next attack with their teammate, pushing the action to the other end of the floor. The former offensive players now become defenders, while the original defenders step off and wait behind the baseline for their next turn. This creates a continuous cycle of 2v2 play, with possession switching instantly after each missed shot or turnover. The same pattern repeats on the other side, keeping the game flowing without pauses. The real magic of this drill comes with the variations. One of my favorite adjustments is forcing the offensive player who last touched the ball to first tag the sideline before they can play defense. This small tweak creates new opportunities for the offense to exploit and adds an extra layer of decision making. Of course, this is just one way to modify the drill. There are countless other ways to tweak it based on your team's needs. Let me know in the comments what other constraints you would add. This drill is a lot of fun, and due to its simplicity, it's especially great for younger players. 2 offensive players start at midcourt, facing each other. We add 1 defender on each side of the floor, 1 positioned above and 1 below the center circle. The 2 offensive players can pass the ball back and forth as long as they like. At any moment, one of them decides to attack either side of the court, instantly creating a 2v1+1 situation. Since one defender is positioned further away, the offense has a temporary numbers advantage. If they play fast, they can capitalize on it for an easy layup. As constraints, I like to specify the number of passes or that the offense can only finish with a layup in the paint. The possibilities to tweak this drill and tailor it to your team's needs are endless. All you need to do is define 2 spots for the offensive players and 2 spots for the defenders. The rest is up to the players. To mark the starting positions, you can use cones that the players must touch before going live. The drill begins as soon as the ball handler makes their first move. Let me give you a few examples of what's possible with this setup. We can, for example, position the on-ball defender to the side of the ball handler, giving the offense a slight advantage. If we place them behind the ball handler, the advantage grows even bigger, forcing the second defender to make a decision, creating a 2v1+1 situation. Now, let's simulate a transition scenario near the sideline. The spacing isn't ideal, which gives the defense an opportunity to trap the ball. The offense must find a way to escape under pressure. If you want to test your players with high on-ball pressure, this setup is perfect. We start with an immediate double team on the ball handler in the front court. The ball handler must handle the pressure until their teammate, who starts from the baseline, crosses half court. Or maybe you want to teach strong, accurate passing. In this setup, the off-ball offensive player has the advantage as their defender starts behind them. The ball handler's goal is to deliver a precise, long pass under pressure for an easy layup. Those were my 4 best 2v2 full court drills. Let me know in the comments how you've modified them to best fit your players. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you on the next one.